Hello everyone, this is King Harp again. I'm back to you. I want to continue to talk and put something on the forefront here. You know, we're all talking and unraveling everything as descendants of slaves, the most important people in the country. Welcome to my channel. I'm King Harp. Subscribe to my channel. I want more subscriptions, and so that I can get heard a little bit more and create more different talking points according to us, so therefore we can continue being successful at what we're doing and continue to ring in the bell. I don't know who I might be reaching, but I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. So I want to talk a little bit about immigration, illegal immigration, and Daca, and the things that was created for immigration. And I want to speak to these things methodically. I want to talk about reparations also for us, and what reparations is, and how it's been given to other groups already in our faces, and even now how they're receiving the benefits of being repaired or being protected. You know, protected in terms of being a citizen, protected class citizenship, when they're really not citizens. Now, I want to talk about how we have been locked out of something that people get a plenty of. That's a plenty, and we have been locked out, or they have refused to be a reciprocation of loyalty. A good government refused to be protection for us, the natives of the country. We were born and bred into the apparatus in the belly of the beast, and the apparatus of wealth for the nation. We are natives, like the Indian natives. We're natives. We're second in existence as natives. Not even some white people come here as historically as slave owners or whatever they call themselves, as a pillaging group, are not really as native as slaves are and slave descendants. See, we were forced to be here, and we were inbred here, as a matter of fact. Inbred and bred inside the society. In captivity, the enslaved, who built the country, our labor, our blood, sweat and tears, our harm, hardship, built the wealth of this nation. This is better than any Holocaust. This is more heinous. This is real. This is something that has a muscle from our pain, from our legacy, from the legacy of who we are. This is what the United States is. This is how it stands. That's why the Statue of Liberty is there, which have been taken away from us. They don't want us to reflect in terms of jewels that belong to us as a power source in the most powerful nation in the world. And when I talk about reparations and I talk about Daca, I want to explain to you, Daca is reparations. When the president, Mr. Barack Obama, gave Daca, he gave them reparations. Daca is a program that is set up with multi-million dollars, which is there to protect the people that are not of this country of origin, but has chosen to be here and stay here of no fault of their own, or people who have came here illegally, looking for an escape from their government, or from the fact that they want something more than what they have. Let's be real about it and transparent. They have now a reparations inside our government with our tax dollars, off our blood lineage, off our legacy. And they're writing the laws that are already the constitutional rights that belong to the descendants of slaves, which we have not claimed. They have been writing that by protected class, having children on our 14th and 15th Amendment. And what Daca is, it's a program and that embodies strength, power, and protections to employ our government to respect groups for the better half. Daca made laws. You got to understand, when Mr. Obama created Daca, because Daca was born through a executive order of a black president that we elected. And he spoke nothing about reparations. Nothing. Nothing about what we wanted or what we needed. But we came out in droves and we voted for this man. And then he got his vice president right now. They got his vice president right now running for president with the same like-minded vice president that he was. I mean, a double whammy, really? Somebody who, dysfunctionalized black community over 30 years. Jim Crow Joe Biden, which paid $13 billion to start a bill that prosecute black people for what now white people would call a social crisis and a medical crisis. They called it the war on drugs with us. Now, I'm not going to lean too far from the subject matter because I want to talk about Daca. Daca right now giving people loans, making sure people got housing, cars, making sure people got financial help, financial gain, keeping them from being kicked out their homes, apartments, making sure they got housing, buying houses, making sure they got jobs, telling police officers you cannot ask these people if they're illegal. You understand me? Billing the green light law, SB 54 in California, protections, that's protected class citizenship, that is a part of reparations. So you're gonna give people the package of being repaired somewhere where they chose to come to illegally. And they did cowardly, left their government to come where a system is already built to a ready-made society where they don't have to do nothing but get in line to work and keep a momentum to be greedy or hungry to get stuff. And this is what they're doing. The origin of their complex or momentum is to come here to work and to be a part of something. This is the origin of what they do. And they say that black people are lazy. That is not our origin in our story. Our origin is we were held in captive to work for free. So now we should be owning stuff. We should be under protections. This group origin in their country is to run away. Our origin is to stand and fight for laws. That has been our origin since the beginning, since the abolishment of slavery, since Jim Crow. We have an origin to force morality into government as a people. That's what we do. We argue the government. We have substantial exchanges in government throughout wars, political wars, and we win. But this has been going too long for us to be locked out of financial. So we are industrial slavery after being actual chattel slaves through our blood lineage. And other people come here and gain community and legacy, building rich and powerful legacy on our blood lineage and our tax dollars as a poor people coming from another origin and another nation against us. This is deplorable. I oppose that someone will come to my house because they don't like their rice and beans and they want steak and force me not to eat anything, force me to die. And my house, I built the home, my family. I have the story, the legacy. I live and eat and breathe the engine that support the idea of this success. And you tell me I don't deserve something? Who are you? African people come from Africa escaping tribalism and escaping being colonized by Chinese and by the origin of white men over there colonizing to come here and be made a brand, getting doctrines and things and coming here living the life on the hog and to have a talking point and practicing our iota against the descendant of slavery. Using filmmakers from Britain to come and tell our story in Hollywood, where they're making millions and millions of dollars on our pain and the legacy that we have to breathe and eat in terms of reality. This is a problem, a very big problem. And then you give them Daca. You see, people need to understand having pride. They don't have pride. They say, we don't. We don't have any country. No, you don't have any pride. You left your great nation because you do not have the reciprocation of loyalty. You do not have, you don't have good government. You don't have that. But you come here to a already developed society, standing strong in order to cheat and catapult your way by shoehorning your way in someone else's legacy. And that is me and my family, the descendant of slavery. We have icons inside the society, that which belong to us, that you guys are emulating. Why don't you just tell your story? Why we gotta tell it for you? Because you're trying to hide it. You come here from a poor country to benefit off of what we already built as descendants of slaves. You don't even know who we are. You're so arrogant, you don't even want to look up and understand who we are, because those allies who do and understand who we are quite amazed and astonished. And I am myself, according to who we are, according to what they have hidden. We engineered the most greatest and most powerful nation in the whole entire world. That's what the descendants of slaves, the American slavery did. That's what we done. And we now are suppressed under America because of poor legislation, poor policy that has not been implemented to our community, which is due to us. We are in litigation with our country and our government in terms of owing us legacy and inheritances. We are rich people. We built the richest country in the world, which you come to survive. The President Obama was not an American Negro. He studied to be one, like a lab rat. That's our Frankenstein. Thank you, Yvette Cornell. That is our Frankenstein. It is. And he came to this country where his father was an immigrant, went to Morehouse, a black college in Atlanta, while we were fighting civil rights in the street. Okay? His dad was at Morehouse. And his mother was Irish, which is also another people who migrated to this country of choice of their own to have slaves. So Barack Obama is an immigrant both ways, but the slaves are the natives. We were born and bred here. We are the belly of this country. We are the apparatus of the wealth of this country. We're the center of it. We are America. And we built this country, blood sacrifice, with no true protections. You turned my ancestors loose like a herd of cows. And you didn't give them what they had, only to be exploited by Jim Crow, only to be exploited by going into cotton fields, doing work, being paid nothing, eating serpent bread is a story of my grandmother's, only to be ran off their property by the KKK to different states and scattered, not knowing who they are. But we still survive, we still strong. And only to watch people come to our nation and get rich who came from country with dirt flows in our faces, to the gas stations on the corner, Africans, East Indians, Ethiopians, liquor stores, exchanging in business. You're protecting them, giving Mexican sanctuary cities loans, making Daca over our heads and not give us anything. This is totally unorthodox. And you want me to breathe and eat this without a word being said? Over my dead body. That's not how we're going to do this. We're going to speak to this, and we're going to speak clearly. You got people in this country exchanging in cartels all in our neighborhoods. I live in a sophisticated neighborhood, supposed to be diverse. I'm looking at cartels exchanging because people are afraid now to come up against immigrants that have came across the border illegally because they are protected in power in our country. Actually, I'm looking at two of them now, in a coyote, in a beautiful, beautiful community where I live, where you pay high rent to just be quiet for scholars, and they're in there offer plans through Daca and programs through Daca and getting loans. I know somebody who got the $10,000 loan through Daca. Well, I don't qualify because I'm a descendant of slavery. And we'll talk about this some more. But, you know, this is why we say cut the check. Because it belongs to us. We are supposed to be protected. People have protected class citizenship in our country. Everybody. Brown people are celebrating reparations. Daca was a reparation. Thank you for joining me, and cut the check.